was like, na him pass it last week. I'm like, pass where? Last week. Hey, hello guys, hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is me, Alex, here again, and I'm so happy to be back. It's my channel, so yes, I'm so happy to be back shooting for you guys today. And in this video today, I have a special. Yes, it's special, yeah, but it's well. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you story time. Yeah, story time of how I was arrested. Yes, I was arrested in this same Lagos that we are, this same Lagos, Nigeria. I was arrested. So yeah, if you want to know how this happened, keep watching. Also, I have never really done a story time ever, so this is my first story time. So let's see how it goes. Ignore that sound you're hearing in the background. I guess someone is hitting something, building something. I don't know, but please ignore and focus on my voice. Focus on my voice. Okay, so this happened last year. Yeah, this happened around last year. Yes, I went for a shoot at Beggar. I went for a shoot at Beggar, and there was this shoot it was this androgynous shoot I went for, and while I was coming back in the morning, I normally we all know how SARS and the police people really intimidate young guys here in Nigeria, and it's so crazy that you feel so unsafe to go out most times, and when you go out it's like, oh, should I go out with my phone and do stuff. I really haven't experienced the whole SARS shenanigans happening earlier. None of them has actually approached me, yeah, and I tried to keep myself out of their profile level, where they kind of profile you to be something that you are not, yeah. So this happened last year. I was coming back from Bega. I followed through Ojota, and I was thinking the boss was going to follow through the normal route. So there was a route he followed and told everybody to come down, then you can walk down to Ojota. So while I was walking down, this policeman without uniform approached me, and he was like, come here, and I was like, good morning, sir. And he was like, good morning, and he was like, what is your name? I said, my name is Alex. And he was like, where you coming from? I was like, I'm coming from somewhere. And he was like, where is your phone? And I was like, my phone is with me. Then he was like, give me. I was like, why? And that was my first time being stopped by a policeman. It wasn't even SARS. It wasn't even SARS. It was a policeman. And when he stopped me and asked for my phone, I was scared, yes, and at the same time I was trying to ask him why he wanted my phone, and he just flamed up and demanded and dragged my phone from my hand and told me to open my phone. Okay, my phone was open. My phone was open. Yeah. Then he was like, "Oh, you are doing Yahoo. Oh, you are." I'm like, I don't understand. Do I even look like a Yahoo guy in the first place? And he was like, then he called the other man by the roadside that was controlling the traffic and all, and he called that one, and he was like, see this one na Yahoo. And I'm like, the one was like, na him passed it last week. I'm like, pass where? Last week. They dragged me and took me to the Ojota. There's a police station at Ojota there, yeah. And I got there, and they didn't take me to the station. They didn't take me. Do you know these people picked a bike from where we were, and the bike took us to the station? And do you know I had to pay for these bikes? There were two bikes. I had to pay for them. 300 naira each. 250 each. I had to pay for the same arresting they were arresting me. took me on the bike and then took me to the station. They didn't take me to the station. They now had to take me to the back. When you enter the station, there's this small counter. Yeah, then they took me there and told me to sit down. Brought a paper, yeah, and told me to write a statement. These people were telling me what to write. They were telling me what to write. They were like, oh, who's my client? They were like telling me to write his name. And I was, I have, like I said, I've not been stopped. I've never experienced such. So the fear of trying to talk got, as in, I lost it seriously. And then when I was trying to, I was like, why you guys harassing me? Like, I'm not a Yahoo guy. And the next thing, one of them just had to slap me at the back of my neck. It was a marvelous slap.
Sorry.
Slapped me at the back of my neck, and I was shocked. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even say anything at all. I forgot a lot of things. And they were like, oh, you have to call, oh, you have to call this. Ah. I was like, call who? My mom is at home and she wasn't doing fine. She wasn't feeling well at that period of time, and my brother wasn't around. And I was trying to call friends, and they were like, oh, I'm not going to give you your phone, you're not going to do anything. Then the next thing, they give me a plank to hold with my name and internet fraudster and all this stuff. And I'm like, it was so scary. Seriously, it was scary. And the next thing, the policeman started saying a lot of things, started saying things to okay, two other policemen came in, and I don't know, he started making stories up for them, and those ones would come in and they were like, oh, now you with the wait for this. I'm like, waiting for me for what? For crying out loud, Jehovah Nisi. Waiting for me for crying out loud. For what? It got so serious that the one other policeman walked in, and he saw my name and noticed I was Igbo, and was like, you are Igbo. He started speaking my language for me, and I'm like, yes. And he was like, that there's nothing they can do, oh, that if I have money I should settle them, oh, that she said. I was like, the money I have here is 1,500, and out of that 1,500 I have paid for the transport fare they used to bring me here. And the man was like, then I don't want to go home that city to that. I'm going to sleep in the station. No. I was like, sleep in what station? That I don't understand what is really going on. No, I don't understand the whole thing happening here. That why would you guys take me to the station? I did not do anything. And the man was like, so your mouth is running. He was still speaking in our language, and it was scary for me. And the next thing, the other man walked in and was showing off himself. I was like, you are going to sleep in cell today. And the guy who was with my phone walked in and was like, so how much are you going to pay? I said, how much am I going to pay? They were like, and I have to pay 100K, 100K. And I was like, I will give you 100K. From where? How? He was like, you don't want to go home now. You're going to sleep here. We're going to arrest you. And the next day, I told him that the only way I can gather money is if I go and sell my phone at Ikeja. And I cannot. And if I sell the phone, come and give you the money. That's one has to go with you to get. Man, no, we cannot go to Ikeja with you to go and do that one. No, that you should call your family member. I said my family members they don't have money to come and pay 100K to give you guys. They don't have 100K. It got so serious that the threats were too much, and the next thing I called a friend, and he wasn't really close. Then he said he was going to that if there was any way I can get in contact with someone. He gave me the person's number, and I was trying to call the person. The person was not paying attention to what I was saying, and he was saying some things that really got me pissed off. I had to end the call, and then the man said, that me I will go home. That when I have the money, I should come and collect my phone. I was going to leave my phone with them. I was in the sixth by then at that period. Then the man said he gave me a period of he gave me 4 days to come back to collect my phone. This happened on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So he gave me that 3 days, and he was like, "Oh, if I don't come back to get if I don't come back with the money, that they are going to do something very nasty." At that period, I had no other phone to use. When I got home, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, I already gave up on the whole police phone issue." So I was talking to my friend, and I told him if I could get some amount of money to buy a small phone to use till I get a phone. Then he was like, okay. So I already had some certain amount of money in my account to add to get a small phone to use. Then the next thing he was like, oh, how much again did they ask you to bring? And they told me to bring 40,000 naira. They told me they're going to that I should get 40,000 naira to come and collect my phone. So I told him that it was 40,000 naira they asked me to come get my phone with, and my friend was like, he doesn't have 40,000, he would only help me with 20, then I can gather the rest. So he sent me 20,000 naira. I wasn't even feeling it. I was like, oh, this is about that. I'm going to just go there and collect my phone. If they don't want to collect 20,000, they should forget about it. So I went to the station that Saturday, and I went with a friend that Saturday to collect my phone. And when I got there, the man was with my phone. I saw him, and I went to meet him. I was like, oh, this is the money that I couldn't get 40,000. That is, I only have 20,000 naira with me. And I was like, he started raking and saying things. And I was like, for crying out loud, how do you expect me to gather 4,000 within how many days? I don't have that kind of money to pay for my phone. That if you're not going to collect this 20,000 naira, then let me just go back home and you can keep the phone for yourself and do whatever you want to do. It got me so pissed, and the man now took me inside to one of their DPO sort of, and the man was like, 20,000 naira. That okay, you should be very careful. You should be very careful. I'm like, in my head I was like, careful how? Careful how? Like how? I was like, very careful what you are going to, with who you see, the things you do. That is how. And then the man was told the man to collect the 20,000 naira and let me go, give my phone, and allowed me to go. And the Igbo man who saw me walking out ran to me and was like, have I collected my phone? I said yes. And have I paid? I said yes. And he was like, am I going to find this? I find this something weird, that he's not okay at all. And while I walked out of there, I noticed they were trying to open my phone when my phone was locked. They were trying to open my phone, and it almost damaged my phone. Like my phone almost went like, you know, when someone is trying your passport for like certain times, and your phone would automatically go off lock. And I just thank God he stopped, because I tried and opened my phone. I noticed he was trying to open my phone for a very long time. So I go home, and it was just so traumatizing. It was so traumatizing, and anytime I wanted to go out, I dropped my phone at home. I had to get a small phone to go out with. It became so serious. I started hearing stories about how they would drag you in buses, they would beat you up, they would hit you with their gun. I just thank God that my own case wasn't like that, because if you hit me with gun, Jehovah Nisi, I would just die for you. I would just die for you, because it is not me. It is not me. I'm not as strong as most people. If you hit me with that gun, I am gone. Ooh. If you hit me with that gun, I'm gone. So the whole story is about police brutality and hitting and dragging of innocent people. And the most annoying part is that these people do not profile when they see all those guys who are into this um internet fraud things. They don't harass them. They do not. They now try to carry the innocent ones and put them in buses and like then extort money from them. Now let's watch this video. This country is a mess. This country is a mess. And it's annoying. It's disturbing that we are not safe in our country, and the people who the uniformed men who we see to be people to keep peace and order and protect citizens are the same people who are causing turmoil in this country and making the youths feel unsafe and making the country feel unsafe to live in. It's disturbing. It is very disturbing. It is very disturbing. It is high time things like this are fixed. I am exhausted. I am tired of going on Twitter and people are ranting on Twitter. People are fighting on Twitter. People are trying to make a difference off Twitter. For crying out loud, Twitter would not solve the problem. Twitter would not solve the problem at all. If we can start a protest and end this police brutality, because it is not ending anytime soon. It is not ending anytime soon. I repeat, it will not end anytime soon. And even our governor, he is ruling through Twitter. He is ruling through Twitter. The safety of the youth does not concern him. What concerns him is wear your mask. The safety of the youth doesn't concern him. So our safety doesn't concern any of the government officials at all. So we are left to live our life. And if you eventually got shot by stray bullets, that is your problem. You are dead and you are gone. This is Nigeria. This is the country we are living in, and this is the shame we are all facing. This is Nigeria. This is the country we are living in and calling our home. So please, let's all be safe. Let's all be careful with where we go to. Let's be careful. If you have anything implicating on your phone, please take it off. Take it off. And I guess there is now a number to call whenever you are having issues with police or SARS. You can call the number. I'll look for the number and give details here, drop details here, and you call the number. And there's this man who's fighting for youth on Twitter. Like he's our Superman, and I'll leave his Twitter handle here also, and you can check him out. We are not safe. We are not safe, and let's try our best to do the right things. Let's try not to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. So that is it. That is it. If you enjoyed this and you want more of story times, please tell me, leave a comment in the comment section, and tell me if you've been harassed by the police before. If you've been harassed before, leave it in the comment section. Try to tell me your story and how you handled it. Follow me on my Instagram handle and my Twitter handle, and let's get in contact. Let's communicate. And thank you for watching. Please, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Click on the notification bell whenever I upload a new video to be notified. And thank you for coming. Give this a thumbs up if it was more fun. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for your consistent tuning back and watching my videos. I am so happy and I am so grateful. You all are the best. Have a lovely day and stay safe.